Thank you. I think your introduction will be longer than my speech. So, first of all, my apologies, my sincere apologies for showing up late. It is a working day for us today, so I had to complete all the work and then only could make it. But I'm very happy that I've been able to come here and get some time to interact with all of you. I convey my greetings to the acting CG, Mr. Yvonne, members of the consulate here, my colleague, Mr. Balaya, all the members of the IACC. I would also like to convey my congratulations to the two distinguished individuals who have won the Lifetime Achievement Awards, Subbarao Garu and Mr. Ramakrishna. I have been following their work for the last so many years, and the recognition that they have received today is extremely well deserved. So I would also like to convey my kind of appreciation for the IACC management team, which chose such worthy people to receive these awards, because their achievements, their accomplishments are indeed exemplary, and I'm sure everyone else will be motivated to reach similar kind of stature so that they also can be given or bestowed out these kind of awards. As I said, I'll only make some very brief remarks, but one key point which I want to share with all of you. All of you are involved in, for decades altogether, are involved in working with American companies, American clients. You are servicing their requirements, you have products, solutions which are used by them, and by and large, your interactions with them, your business relations with them would have been very positive, would have been very satisfactory. This is a very important time to capitalize on this wealth of goodwill that you have built with them. All of you would be aware about the geopolitical reality which is going on. It actually started a couple of years ago, in fact, much before that as well. But in the last few years, it is a reality that certain geographies in the world today are causing lots of concern. And I guess I can be frank, even though I see a video camera and all, I can maybe share it openly. First of all, there is a huge concern about the erratic way in which the Chinese leadership is behaving. In fact, all of us know that when a very senior leadership team from the US went there, China has completely gone hyper and has kind of made all kinds of threats. We also know that Taiwan plays a very important role, and also the eastern part of China plays a very important role in moving supply chains across the world. But all those things have been put in a question mark now. We also know that currently the war which is going on between Russia and Ukraine, there is no, despite sanctions, coordinated sanctions by all the G20 countries, etc., we still don't see any kind of, there's no visibility on how this war will end, when will it end, and what will be the repercussions of the prolonged war which is going on and on. In fact, in Europe in particular, many of you might be following the Prime Minister's, the Conservative Party's leadership race, the Prime Minister's contest which is going on. And everyone is extremely worried about the energy crisis, particularly in the winters. They require heating, and how will the heating bills go up? Who will pay for those bills? That itself perhaps is the single most important issue for the people who are going to vote in this Prime Minister's election. So in this way, this is also a very opportune time for all of us in our country to look at how India can become a very viable alternative. And we require a strong endorsement from the world's largest economy, which is the US. If the US companies, the US government, the US federal government, state governments, their industry, just as you have IICC, they have institutions like the US IBC, the US ISPF, and so on and so forth. If they come out with a very strong endorsement of India as a very viable center for everything, for R&D, for innovation, for manufacturing, as a very viable center for exports from India to rest of the world. That will really swing the decision in our way. For the last few years, couple of years that is, we know that India has made some gains, but still India is not a very unanimous kind of a clear favorite. Lots of businesses have also moved to, let us say, a Vietnam or a Indonesia or a Malaysia or a Cambodia and so on and so forth. So a very strong endorsement is needed that India has in it to offer what everyone else offers. But the second point which I want to tell, that while there is a important India story to be told, within India also, all of you would be aware that there are 28 Indias. And here is where I expect your help and support, because sometimes India story also comes with lots of baggage, lots of legacy. There are people who have found India a very difficult country to do business in the past. And so when you again tell them that India is opening its door, India is welcoming, all those past legacy, etc., can weigh them down. So while you speak about India as a whole, but you should also highlight the fact that Telangana offers the best of India. It is the new state. It has come up with progressive industrial policies. The experience of American companies in this state has been fantastic. All of you know that. I don't have to repeat the names of the American IT companies who have made Hyderabad their home. The American American companies who have set up their global technology development centers here. The manufacturing which is happening in the life sciences sector, aerospace and defense sector. And each of these companies, I can give you, at least 20 examples, if not more, of American companies who started small, who started modestly. They were kind of testing the waters of Hyderabad, but they found the going to be so good that they have expanded many fold. This is an unbelievable kind of scenario. Even some of the stalwarts of the industry, the American industry, when they first came to Hyderabad, they just kind of, I remember, I won't take names, etc., but one of the largest tech companies, their facility was inaugurated by their CEO, who everyone knows, he's a poster boy of the technology world. And we had asked him when the center was getting inaugurated, what do you think of the center? What will you do here? He had given some very modest answer that we'll have a couple of thousand of people. They will do this particular kind of technology work. But even he could not anticipate what can be the contribution from Hyderabad, what could be the productivity of Hyderabad. And today, that same company, if you visit, there are 4 times more people than what that CEO had projected. They do many more things than the kind of initial technology work which he had identified. So this happens regularly. I don't have to mention just one company or 2 companies. It happens regularly that companies are doing more and more investments. They're repeating their investments. They're doing new things in Hyderabad. And when you ask them, they actually confess that the team in Hyderabad is far more productive than their teams in the rest of the world. The attrition rates are very low. They're much more disciplined. The concern about SLAs, deliveries is much higher here, and so on and so forth. So when you talk to your clients, your customers, your business relations, etc., do start spreading this word, because we require a tipping point to be reached, and thereafter India and Telangana can become matters of automatic choice, but that is not so right now. So this is the only key point which I wanted to kind of convey to you. And of course, when you do this, your brand ambassador's responsibility on behalf of Telangana government, on behalf of all of us, we also will back you with whatever efforts are needed from our side. So if you are going to talk to your business partners in the US, you want us to join the call or send you a presentation, or if they are coming to Hyderabad, to meet them, to show them around, to explain about our policies, etc., we are always available. There is no Sunday or holiday, or it is night here, it is day there. I have taken calls at midnight also, our time that is, because it is convenient to them. It is early morning for them, or morning hours, office hours for them. So we don't hesitate at all. This is a very agile state. It is a very agile government, and it need not be, while I gave examples of some giants and all, it's not that we are only looking for businesses from American giants. Even mid-scale companies, small companies, etc., are extremely valuable to us. We don't kind of discriminate at all. It is not that the red carpet is rolled out only before the giants and to the mid-scale ones or the small ones. We only kind of do lip service and do nothing else. That is just not the truth. Our reputation in the market is very strong, that we actually give more importance to the mid-scale companies, the small companies, and so on and so forth. So let us hope that together, all of us, this is a very powerful room. I mean, there are at least 70, 80 company representatives who are extremely deeply entrenched in the American business ecosystem, much more than we are. And therefore, we count on you for your assistance and support at this opportune time. Otherwise, we'll miss the bus. And when will this opportunity come again, we never know. And of course, I count upon the help from the consulate here. They are always they themselves are having same ideas. They are extremely well aligned with our thinking. So I look forward to the CG, Mr. Alexander and everyone else to work in tandem so that we bring the best of India possible for the next wave of American companies. Once again, I would like to thank IACC for organizing this get-together, and let us have a wonderful evening ahead of us. Thank you.